How to study like a psychopath. I know you're thinking, how are you so brave? Now people are gonna call you a psychopath for releasing this method. Well, fear not, class. If we've learned anything from social media or romance novels, it's that ladies love psychopaths. Anyway, if there's ever something you absolutely don't want to do, like studying for an exam, this method is for you. Now, normal people try to offset the dread of studying by promising to treat themselves afterwards, right? SMH. That's NPC behavior. But what I discovered was something darker and far more effective. Instead of suffering alone, why not make other people suffer with you? Not physically, of course. I'm talking purely griefing people online. Especially if you're stressed out from your mom nagging you. After all, misery loves company. And I know you're probably thinking, whoa, dude, this is messed up. How does this help me feel better? Think about it like this. While you're suffering and dreading your life all alone, there are billions of people who are living their best life right now, in a penthouse with 5 Sophie Rains, sharing ice cream, and watching Netflix all day. That's not fair to you. Why should only you have to suffer? But if you see other people also suffering with you, suddenly it doesn't feel so bad because you're not alone anymore. And if you don't see anyone suffering around you, then you can simply create that supply for your demand. This is exactly why bitter people love to bring down others down to their level. After all, envy is the root of all evil. We are simply channeling it into something kind of positive. So in order to alleviate the weight of your own pain, you simply redistribute it onto others until it feels more fair. It's almost like teamwork. Here are some unethical methods to make studying less painful, or if you ever want to relieve some stress. The first method is simple. Find a large VC, preferably where mods are AFK, and set your stereo mix as your microphone. Max the levels, and play something really annoying and loud, like 10 hours of women screaming. Once you see that the green bars light up on your stereo mix, turn off your speakers and set your Windows volume, as well as your Discord input volume, to max. Now join some big VCs to jump scare people, but I personally recommend installing Where Winds Meet for this method. While the game is 100 gigabytes on Steam, the value is insane because you unlock online mode in about only 30 minutes per character. Then you can join any Mirage Boat lobby, and each lobby, like each VC, has around 100 to 200 players per instance. Nobody except the host can mute you, and most hosts are AFK, and even if you get kicked or banned, you can just join another boat. And the instance resets every single hour. You can basically minimize the game and farm chaos passively while doing other boring stuff. The only downside is your computer speakers need to be off if you care about your ears. But this method is perfect for when you're just reading a text, or you're not using a computer, or if you don't mind watching your online videos with only subtitles. The second method requires a second monitor if you need to watch your main monitor, or even a separate laptop if you need to be actively using your computer. Here's the method. Queue up in a ranked game like League of Legends on your second monitor. You've heard of the phrase, all paths lead to Rome, but you haven't heard, all paths lead to running it down mid. Riot has already patched most hard inting methods thanks to pioneers like me, who limit tested the system for about 10 years. So instead of obvious trolling, you instead run a macro of normal gameplay and loop it under a turret. This will tilt your 4 teammates without you saying a single word, and if anyone types you're bad or something worse than that, just report them. If they AFK, report them. That's just how the system works. Don't blame me, blame the system. Now your studying sessions become a double XP grind. Your main screen is still the boring main quest that saps your sanity, but now, your brain is also aware on your second monitor, you're committing emotional terrorism and farming tears as passive income. The beauty of this philosophy is that it can be applied to almost any situation. Oh, I have homework? Blast woman screaming 10 hours on VC. Or oh, my mom's nagging me again? Run it down mid. And technically, by definition, this is not psychopath behavior. It's actually something called Schadenfreude, which is some German thing. But most people don't know what that is, and they would just assume that it's some ice cream brand like Haagen-Dazs. My theory is, God sees this and goes, holy shit, this one dude is upsetting a bunch of my other children, and he's becoming a nuisance to the ecosystem. So it's actually in the universe's best interest to make your life easier so you stop wreaking havoc on everyone else. Passive income? Nah. Passive suffering. Turn your academic pain into a community event.